everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the first season of the popular cooking anime Food
Wars.
Wars.
Shokugeki no Soma.
Okay.
Shokugeki no Soma.
Okay, that's a Japanese name. Alrighty.
Yes. Now, this anime follows Soma Yukihira, and he's a teen with a great enthusiasm for cooking, and he's my new hero. As he attends a prestigious culinary school, he must enter the world of competitive cooking to save his family restaurant. And who would have thought there would be a genre of cooking anime that would be so good?
Right? And first I heard about, oh my gosh, it's a food anime, gotta watch it. Because we watch Food Network just about every single day. So at some point throughout the day we watch it, so this was perfect. And the one thing I didn't know was a certain thing that comes up. If you watch the show, you know it. What happens with the food. There is cooking, but there's things that happen when people eat the food if it gets too good. Yeah, there are times when the food is so delicious and so good that they have some type of experience when they eat it.
Service. That's what I'll leave it clean.
Yeah, that's the best I can say.
Extreme fan service.
Yeah, that's the best we can say.
But with that being said, this show is so awesome and amazing and entertaining, and you just love Soma, and he's my new hero, as I said, my new chef hero, because you actually have recipes on there that you can cook at home, and they turn out delicious, which we've tried a couple, we should try more. That if you are turned off by the fan service and don't watch it, you're missing one heck of an anime.
Right. Because there are shows similar to these where they have really great story and plot and everything, but because of certain things in it, they tend not to, talk about it, or they kind of keep it like a secret or something. Mm-hmm. But like I said, that aside, it's a really, really great show. You really get into the competition instead, just like you would with Iron Chef or Chopped or other cooking shows, especially if you are a fan of competition shows or / cooking shows, and you're big on cooking, and being a chef is definitely perfect for you if you like that type of thing, because they really do have a lot more than just cooking. They even get it down to the science of the ingredients and the flavorings and what brings out this flavor and how this accompanies that and what will be more palatable for different people. So they have really gotten it down to every last little detail, and the person behind it definitely has to be an expert chef
and the lover of food. And on top of that, you learn so many things about herbs and spices and different categories they're placed in. And as you mentioned, how they blend together to create different flavors, foods we've never heard of, dishes we've never heard of, spectacular ways of making omelets. Who knew that you had all these wonderful, brilliant ways of making omelets I'll never eat, but it still looks wonderful and brilliant, and I can still cook them for other people. The presentation that they do as well as they do on the live action cooking shows. So it's just fantastic. And last but not least, the animation makes the food look absolutely scrumptious.
Right.
It looks like
it looks real.
Yes, like you actually just want to go ahead and just take your hand and get something off that plate and eat it. And they talk about the aromas, and they use such descriptive words that it really makes you feel you're there and you're experiencing what you're watching. Now, we need to mention Blake Shepard is the voice of Soma. He's fantastic. He's perfect. He's absolutely brilliant as Soma. This is his role that has made him a household name, and he'll be known as Soma Yukihira forever.
Right? This is gonna be.
He's done other anime, but this is the role.
I think this is definitely his standout role, like with Justin Briner and other voice actors. There's always that one character that people do that everyone knows, like that's the character. Like all the other characters don't matter, just this one that you did.
Exactly. And for him, this is it. He'll forever be Soma.
Yeah.
Great job. Yay. But you found out about this anime first, and you said, I've heard about it and I really want to take a look at it. I didn't know anything about it. You told me about it, and you mentioned the fan service, and I said, well, let's just be fair and give it a watch, 1 or 2 episodes, because in the past, years ago, we've not watched shows and series because of what we've heard, and we missed out. And we don't do that any longer. We go ahead and watch and judge for ourselves.
Right.
And I'm so glad we watched it, because In the first episode, we were hugged.
Yes. And all the food just looked really, really good.
And when we're watching it, we have to turn down the volume
because
there are other people in the house, so they don't hear the fan servicing.
We're like, no. And you can't, and you can't say, oh, why are they doing this? Let's see, everyone gets an opportunity to be involved in that. So
some of them are not as extreme as others. Mm-hmm. Some of them are hilarious. Actually, they're funny as like, oh my gosh, this is what this person's thinking, and you're laughing hysterically because it's so ridiculous that you can't do anything but laugh, and it ends up not being fan service. It ends up being just great comedy, right? Great comedy.
Hey, and you know, you definitely know that Kohiro Koshi is a fan of this show and the manga. Yeah. So,
and there are some interesting characters that are part of this also, that he's living in the dorm with. There's this one guy who doesn't wear anything but sometimes a loincloth that's more like a G-string. His butt cheeks are always out, and he wears this full apron over the front, and they always have butt shots. And people are always trying to avoid looking at him. And people are always like, no, that's okay, don't cook. It's hilarious because it's like he's comfortable. And we're guessing he's probably a nudist because he's so comfortable being this way. And it's so hilarious that at this school, you know, when they are in class, of course, he has clothes on. Right. When he's not in class, this is how this guy dresses. And everyone's just used to it. And everyone tries to avoid him as much as possible in terms of looking at him, although they're great friends with him because he has some excellent skills and they love eating his cookies.
Right. And he does wear clothes on only if he has to go out in public. So he does wear clothes, just if he doesn't have to, it's not on.
And we've got a blue-haired girl that reminds us of
I think Marinette. Yes. Miraculous, because the hair and everything was almost like a parallel to her.
And she's from a small town, and she's a Megume, and she's real shy, and he ends up becoming friendly with her. Mm-hmm. And then you've got Erina, who's a wealthy prodigy that is it her father or her grandfather?
I think grandfather.
Her grandfather is the head of the school. And she's always out to get Soma and to discredit him. And
that's another
expelled from the school.
Right.
But it's not going to work because Soma is just always so cool and calm.
Right. That's another thing you definitely got to get to. What part of the humor? Well, there's a lot of humor everywhere, but some of the biggest strengths of it is usually someone's reaction to other people. Mm-hmm. For the beginning of the series, when he's at the school, he's very nonchalant about everything. And it looks like he's the only non-wealthy kid that's at the school, I think.
Isn't either.
Oh, no, okay, you're right. Well, okay, the status compared to the other ones is drastically different. And for a while, they wouldn't even call him just Soma or New Kid. It would say transfer student or diner cook.
Sure did.
They would never call him the diner cook is gonna win. I'm not letting him beat me. And they would just despise him. It's like, how did he get in this school? And when
at first they thought he had no talent, and when they learned he had talent, that's when he became a threat.
Right. And then there are times when some of these people actually come to his face and say that challenge him, you're not going to beat them, they're the best chef, I'll put you down, yada yada. And then he's like, oh, okay, it's going to be nice to battle. And they're like, are you an idiot? Did you not just hear what I just said? He never reacts to people when they're challenging him. He's only done it once. When they had this thing about this chicken place, and you can't expect to cook like this, and then he had this threatening look. No, the only time it was actually reaction, but if it's like a student or something, he acts like you never said anything, and then they're baffled. The animation changes, and he looks goofy, and they're like, he's an idiot.
Yeah, but nothing phases him. Like you say, he's always so cool.
And they can't even seduce him or anything, either side. So if you're wondering, okay, can he be tempted or something? He has no reaction to that either. No. He's so focused on winning and the cooking, not in an arrogant way, but just focused that neither side can even seduce him into losing his cool or his concentration. And it's the most baffling thing to them.
There's another character who, when she first came out, you were like, what is wrong with this chick? But you end up liking her, and they call her Meat. And she always has the finest cuts of meat, and she's part of the elite. One, yeah. Right, and she's a part of the elite what is the name of the group at the Culinary Academy?
It's not coming to mind right now.
Of 10.
But I think it's it's something of 10. Yeah, you're right. It's something like that.
And she walks around.
Council of 10. That's what it was.
And she always walks around in a bikini top. And she has on like Daisy Duke shorts or short skirts. Her boobs are always in the forefront. And they focus on her butt. And she's blonde with a tan and blue eyes. And at first when you see her, you're like, what are you doing? Why are you like this? But here's the thing. After a few episodes, and she ends up liking Soma, and you find out she's not so bad, and you get used to her extreme personality. You find out she's a really nice person. She's funny. She's on Soma's side all the time. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't believe I end up liking Meat Meat. And she said, only one person's allowed to call me Meat Meat in this world.
Now you got me saying that he broke someone's back. Like, okay, well, you crippled him.
But I like Meat Meat.
Oh,
so
Lord.
I would have to say, Soma, again, is my favorite character of this series. He's my hero chef. And my second favorite character, believe it or not, is Meat Meat.
Oh.
So who's your favorite character?
It's definitely Soma.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we usually say they get more characters as the season goes on because it's a pretty long one. It's not like 13 or anything. It's 24.
Right. And amidst all these characters, some of our favorites show up as guest stars, like my Shoto, David Matranga. I'm like, that's David Matranga because I've become a David Matranga expert. Mm-hmm. But we can hear, we're going to call them by their character names. We can hear Deku and Shoto and Tenya, and you hear all these people making guest appearances as like one-time appearance for judges.
Short-off characters.
Right. Yeah. As judges. Or students that really are in the background and you get to hear them one time and that's it, but you recognize them and you're like, oh my goodness. So there's a lot of cameo appearances. Jerry Jewell.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of appearances by people that we know that are English dub anime voiceover superstars.
Right.
So it's fun. It's fun not only to watch but also to listen and say, okay, this week who are we going to hear?
Right. And there are two other characters definitely got playing now is a pair of brothers, and they showed, and it kind of made you think a little bit of Ed and Al from Full Metal Alchemist. And Mama said, "You're not Ed and Al." And there's this two jokes in here with them. The blonde brother is not a renowned chef, but he is near Soma's level. Mm-hmm. He works at a bistro, but he don't want to call it a bistro. And he keeps telling Soma that he is going to beat him, and he's not going to dishonor him, I guess, if you want to put it like that. And he's going to beat him, and then he ends up sitting next to him on the bus because he has to, and then it becomes awkward. So he ends up being on this thing like Monoma where he's got to prove he's the best and stuff, and like on the verge of insanity. And he have his brother who's more, calm and focused unless it's time to cook, and then he's like a machine. Mm-hmm. And they have this joke where he's a heavy set kid, right. But over the summer where he sweats and stuff, and he's super skinny.
When he comes back,
right.
You're like, who are you?
Oh, I'm his brother. Remember? And then it said, oh, this happens every year. He sweats off all of the weight in the summer and then gains it back over the winter. And he said, is that okay? Because that seems rather unhealthy. He's just constantly going up and down. Like, how is that even possible?
And though they are both, as you said, the blonde more Soma's competitors, you like the relationship between the brothers. They support each other, they love each other, mm-hmm. And you do like the relationship, and you're right. In that way, it also reminds you of Full Metal Alchemist.
Right. So, the last thing I definitely want to mention, we've mentioned like a couple times already, with how great the food is and the recipes and stuff. And it's not like with other shows where they pretend that the recipe works and you actually try and it never works in real life. The manga has actually recipes in there that you can try.
And you see them going through detailed preparation, which is really fun.
Right.
You see them chopping up the foods and explaining what they're doing
right.
as they do it.
Right.
And then as the judges judge it, they explain what makes it work, what ingredients have melded with what and makes this and why it's delicious. And it's just very informative and educational
right.
and fun.
Right. So you can end up making some of these recipes on your own. And Mama's even taken some cooking tips from there.
Sure
and some of these meals and stuff. It's like,
Absolutely.
oh my gosh, look, this works.
It works. Yes. So it's so fun.
It's like the most interactive part of the show.
Absolutely. So if you have not seen Food Wars, tune into Toonami. Season 2 actually starts this Saturday as we're recording. So if you haven't seen season 1, you really need to see season 2 first. This is not something you can jump in and just watch from where it's at. You really need to see
because it's one ongoing story,
heavy backstory.
Right.
If you have seen Food Wars and you love it as much as we do, let us know in the comments below. And if you have seen it and you stopped watching because of the fan service, maybe you want to give it a try and take a look again, or let us know how much fan service really is a concern for you when you're watching anime of any type.
Right. And be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get more updates on future Paws videos.
Absolutely. So, we're going out, beginning to watch season 2 this Saturday.
Yay! So, thank you so much for
watching. Second plate, right?
Yes, the second plate. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Masculine Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace and bon appetit.
Flashing lights, trying to walk around, man, who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams, she was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket, giving